Good morning or afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, our dear students, colleagues from the different spaces in the institutions. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We are going to start with the second day of our program, where we are orientating the new students in terms of how the university operates, different support programs that are being offered, and we will be able to journey together and be able to provide the different support services that are there. My name is Lekau Rachidi, and I'm from the unit that has been established to provide support to first-year students. And of course, we do this in many other departments, including those that are lined up today to share presentations in terms of what kind of support they have available for you, how you can access it, and so on. Part of the reflections from yesterday, if Mr. Mgaga can please switch off the video to allow Ms. Sophie Mabasa to join us. Thank you, Ms. Mabasa. She will be doing the signing for us today. Part of the reflections from yesterday's event, which is day one, we had Professor Mahano opening and welcoming us to the academic program for the year. The presentations went like this. The first one was from student administration and registration, where we had an orientation in terms of how my Unisa operates, the different functions, administrative functions at that. That presentation was followed by services for students with disabilities in terms of issues around disclosure, issues around how to request for special examination arrangements, among many others that were shared. The next item was on recognition of prior learning, where we heard about how you can take advantage of the work experience that you have, that if it is related to some of the modules or qualifications that you have registered for, that you can get credits or exemptions so that you don't have to do some of those modules. Next, we went into the finance cycle, where we heard about student accounts and how you can interpret your statement of account, financial suspensions, payment methods, bad debts, and the rest. And then next we heard about different types of funding. I counted more than 10 of these that you can be able to apply to or apply for, as well as the related requirements that were shared. And then the second last presentation was from the Office of the Dean of Students on Student Development. We heard about co-curricular programs that are being offered in that space as part of student development. And last but not least, we heard from the National SRC about how they are the voice of the student and how they advocate for the rights of students and also their participation in important decision-making bodies in the institution to take your messages across to them, and that they will be having a group chat that they will launch, if not already launched, so that you can be able to have easy access to them. And so that is how the program went yesterday. And today we are focusing on academic support. And that is why we have the two-day program. Day one, administrative support. Today is academic support. And I want to just also recap, ladies and gentlemen, on one of the points that I made yesterday, and hope that you can be able to see as we introduce academic programs, that you can be able to see that there are support programs that many of you may already be linked to. Some of you, I'm sure you received the notifications about this event through this platform. So just make sure that if you have already fully registered, that is, you have paid the minimum required and you have claimed your My Unisa logins, when you come under my modules where the rest of your modules would be listed, all the modules you would have enrolled for this semester will be all listed here. Just make sure that you have FYE 1500. This is an induction to being a Unisa student. It will tell you about time management and study skills and the rest of what tools you need as a first-year student right at the beginning of your journey, which is this point where we are. And you also have the FYE 1600. You also have the FYE support site. That is a composite site that includes all support resources that are available in the institution, contact details, and the works. And so I just wanted to emphasize this, especially for those who are joining us today for the first time, that you just need to make sure that you are linked. If you are not linked yet, there is a self-link, there's a link that you can self-enroll that we will post in the chat as soon as the chat is made available. Thank you for that. And we then move straight into today's program. And in today's program, we have the library. A library is going to be represented by Messignolo. She will soon be turning on her video and showing her screen. She's going to be telling us about how to access the library and the different types of materials that the library has, so that they can be able to provide you with what you need in order to make your study and your academic activities possible. Over to you, Ms. Nyolo. Thank you.
Good afternoon, colleagues. Dr. Rachini, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
And
just
my
put
screen
your
it's not yet
just
shown.
Put your presentation in presentation mode.
Okay.
You can try clicking
that. Yes.
Yes, thank you. You may go ahead.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm just going to minimize the other screens that are on my way. A good afternoon, colleagues and all Unisa students, and welcome to the largest academic library in Africa. By the way, by me saying Unisa Library throughout this presentation, I'll be referring to all Unisa Library branches and regions as Unisa Library. We have a team of dedicated librarians who are available to assist you. So, library orientation is to provide you with information on how to access the library services, electronic resources, and collections. If the regional library of Unisa does not have the book or any material that you are looking for or you have requested, the regional librarian will request the material or the book from the main library so that you can be assisted with your request. As a registered student or as a registered library user, you are expected to carry your activated library access card when visiting any Unisa library in person. Your access resource, you can access all the resources from all the regional branches of the Unisa library and also online. We have the library consists of 13 branches across the country, including one in Ethiopia. So I'm going to show you some of the branches and regional libraries of Unisa, starting with Cape Town, Florida at the Science Library, the KZN, we've got Durban and Pietermaritzburg, and one in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the East London and Gqeberha, which used to be Port Elizabeth. We've got one in Ekurhuleni, Johannesburg, and the others are in Polokwane, the Pretoria main campus at Moklunek, the Rustenburg, Nelspruit, Graduate School of Business, we normally refer as SBL, and Sunnyside. So let's see how the current library hours works. How do you know when is the library opening and closing? From Monday to Friday, the library opens at 7:45, 7:45 until 16 hours, 4 o'clock. And however, the Saturdays are all closed at the moment. And in December, the library opens from Monday to Fridays from 8 o'clock, no longer 7:45, 8 o'clock to 16 hours, except the following libraries: Ethiopia, East London, Florida, and SBL. And during all public holidays and all Saturdays in December as well, the library is closed. And that will be in between Christmas and New Year included. Now, the collection that the library has, we do have the study collection that are at the open shelves. That's where you can be able to also use for your studies. And we do have the journal collections, and that are also available online. We do have the audio-visual collections, CDs, DVDs, and all that. And we do have the open shelf or research reference, which some of them are only accessible when you are in the library, and the others you are able to go to the open shelf and borrow that. And we do have the archives and special collections. And this collection is only available at the Mkulnek campus. Where to begin in all of this? You need to log on to the website of the university, www.unisa.ac.za. And on that website of the university, you are able to see the library as shown there on the slide. And then you click on the library and you will land yourself on this page, which is the library homepage. Everything that you need, every activity, every information or article, you need to be on this page so that you are able to then access the library. In order to do that, you have to claim your library password. Your library password is the same password you received when you claim your MyLife email address and then join my Unisa. When you request, in terms of the library, I'm sure my other colleagues will cover in detail how to claim the MyUnisa password. But in terms of the library, when you request or when you renew your books or when you open a database or an ebook or an article, you will be prompted to put in your MyUnisa password, which is the same as your MyLife when the university always correspond with you via the MyLife email address. And that is the email, the link that you can follow on the MyLife or MyUnisa email. The services that we offer in the library includes, amongst others, an ENCO quick and easy search. This is an in-house federated search engine. It searches across multiple databases via one search interface. And the databases searched by this ENCO duet include, amongst others, the library catalog itself and a selection of the major subject databases to which the library subscribes. Note, however, that an ENCO search will not encompass all the resources to which the library provides access. The access to the library catalog also can be via the AirPack, which is the mobile application or mobile app. It is a software application designed to run on smartphones, on tablets, and other mobile devices. You can access this application on your mobile phone, on your tablet, or any other mobile device, anywhere on the go. So you just have to download it from the app or from the Play Store. The other service that we offer includes electronic reserves. These are materials prescribed or recommended for your course. It includes journal articles, law cases, and chapters from books. You can access the electronic reserves by the course code or the title, but please note that you need the Adobe Reader to view recommended materials in PDF format. Now, when you want to borrow the materials or request, now that you know where to get the libraries, the branches, the regions, as an undergraduate student, you are entitled up to 8 items, including audiovisual, for 21 working days. But as a postgraduate student, you are entitled to borrow items up to 16 for 42 working days. And for short learning course, you are entitled to borrow up to 4 items. But please note that loan periods differ according to the type of library material, whether items were issued by post or being borrowed in person. Now, how do you then get those materials delivered to you, or those devices that you might have borrowed from the library? Unisa Library uses 2 ways to deliver your requested books or devices. They will be couriered to a preferred address, which you are able to then track the status of your parcel via My Unisa, or in any of the Unisa partner libraries, as I have also shared with you the list. After borrowing the materials, you might have not finished reading them or using them. Then you are able to extend the period of loan. That means you can renew the library materials in the following ways. First, you can go on the website and renew on the online via the ENCO catalog, or via your mobile device, or which you would have downloaded the university or the library website, or via the library app, as I have alluded to it earlier, that you can also download that app, or telephonically by phoning that number, which is 012-429-3313. Or you can just simply go to your nearest branch library to renew your books. But please note that renewals will not be granted if there is a hold on the item or if there is an outstanding library fine. Only 2 renewals are also allowed online, so after which items cannot be renewed, and if they can't be renewed, you must return them to the library immediately. So it means you have been renewing several times online. So what you can do is to take them to the library, back to the library, and return them and take them afresh, so that you start either your 42 days or your 21 days, depending on the period loan that you falls under. Now, you have borrowed the books, you have renewed them if you haven't managed to finish reading. Now you want to return the books, you don't need them anymore. How do you then do that? The library material may be returned in person at the main campus, Mekrunek Library, or at any of the branch libraries. And you can also courier to Unisa Library. But remember, you are liable for the cost of returning library material via the post. If you do not return library material on time, that means you must check your due date that is stamped in your book, so that you familiarize or you remind yourself as to when the book is due. Books may not be posted in the assignment boxes. All audiovisual, something went wrong with my presentation. Okay, pardon me. All audiovisual material should be returned in separate parcels that are clearly marked for attention audiovisual collection. Books can also be returned using the self-check-in machine available at the library entrance. Please keep the receipt safe. Currently not working.
May I interrupt you? and ask that you try to share your screen again.
Oh, sorry. Let me try that. Because something happened. I don't know what happened. Okay. Let me just go back and try and share again.
While you are doing that, our dear students, we have tried to post in the chat to ask that you please do not share your personal details in the chat for a simple reason that we will not want you to be in trouble because not everyone who is going to have access to that information is going to use it for the purpose that you are sharing it. So please do not share those details. I see you are ready.
Okay.
Messignolo, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Taterachid, can I confirm where did I lose? Where did you lose out? Is this screen okay? Can I move on, or should I repeat this one?
You may continue from here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As I was indicating that the books can also be returned using the self-check machine, which are available at the library entrances, but please keep the receipts safe. But at the moment, at the McClinic campus, the machines are currently not working. Copyright and plagiarism. My other colleagues will also cover this in detail. However, I will just emphasize from the library that all academic work, written or otherwise, submitted by you as a student, it is expected to be the result of your own work. The university views acts of copyright infringement and plagiarism as a serious offense. Plagiarism, as we all know it or we are aware of, is the act of taking words, ideas, and thoughts of others and presenting it as your own. It is a form of theft which involves a number of dishonest academic activities. So please take note of that and follow the student value and plagiarism copy that you might get. And you are advised as to how then do you prevent plagiarism? To study the disciplinary code that appears in Study at Unisa brochure, especially chapter 3 of 1.19. Read the university's policy and copyright infringement and plagiarism. You must use the information ethically though for all your written assignments and research projects. The ethical use of information does not only reflect a person's integrity, but it is also mandated by law. This may lead you failing in your studies and in serious instances which you may be punished or fined. So this is just a link that you can familiarize yourself after or whenever you've got time. There's a library tour on the YouTube that you can go and view and familiarize yourself with the layout of the library for your information. How do you find us? You can find us on the library website as it is indicated there, www.unisa.ac.za/library. Or you can also find us by downloading from the iStore or Google Play the library mobile app. Or you can follow us on Facebook, www.facebook.com//Unisa Library, or on Twitter on that address, www.twitter.com/Unisa Library. In order to update yourself with the library services, you can also visit our library guides on subject-specific guides, or more of your studies and research, you will find them on our library guides. That is available on that website. When you are on the library website as well, you will find the link to the LibGuides. I would like to take this moment to thank you and say feel free to visit any Unisa library branch by logging online anytime, anywhere, 24/7. And I also want to acknowledge and thanking you for listening. We look forward to be of service to you. And remember, we are available should you need any further assistance. Happy reading, happy searching, and best of luck with your studies. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you, Ms. Nyolo. Thank you very much for that informative presentation, and I'm sure our students are excited to hear that there are such facilities available in the different areas where they may be residing, and of course they can find more information on the website and on the communication platforms that you have indicated just in the last few slides. Can I just, while I still have you, Ms. Nyolo, just check with you in terms of access. You may have touched on it a bit, but maybe just to emphasize the issue of access in terms of student cards, because I see there's some questions, because I can steal a minute before the next presentation. If you can just emphasize the issue of student cards in relation to access, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ntate Rachidi. By access, as long as you have registered, you are a registered student, you've got your library, your university card, your student card. That very student card is your access to the library as well. You don't need another library card. That serves as your entry to any of our region, any of our branches. You are able to use the student card as your access card. I hope I've answered that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, please continue to put your questions in the chat. Our colleagues, Ms. Nyolo and her team, available to respond to the questions you have about the library. Just note that today, because we're focusing on academic support services, we only have colleagues from those different spaces who can assist. If you need more information about administrative related issues, please feel free to visit the link for yesterday's event, which we will also send to you by email. But I also want to direct you into the chat to see that there is an official first year experience Telegram channel that we have put a link in, wherein you are going to be receiving regular communication from the student retention unit as far as first year experience programs are concerned, of course, including all other support programs that are available that you're going to be hearing about later on today. I also made mention of the MOOCs that I briefly displayed. There's going to be links in that Telegram channel that you can use to self-enroll so that you can have access to all of those tools that are very important, very much important for you as you begin your journey here at Unisa. We are moving to the next item. And the next item is about tutorial services. And we are going to take a listen to the video that is going to be played in a moment. And it is in regards to tutorial support services that are being provided in the university. Can I get an indication that we are ready to project? Okay, it seems we are, so let's play. Thank you.
Good afternoon, students. Hope you are as excited to be part of this session as I am. My name is Salome Mamadisa. I'm from the Directorate Instructional Support and Services from the Tuition Support Division. Today, we're going to focus on two areas, which is the integrated tutor model. I'm going to try to explain what this is, as well as student module evaluations, your role as a student in these student module evaluations. So the integrated tutor model, it means that tutorials are not an isolated activity, but are an integral part of mainstream teaching and learning within Unisa. It is for that reason that we are saying they're integrated. They're also integrated into curriculum design, meaning that tutorials are an activity that has been built into curriculum during the curriculum design phase. And tutorials are meant to provide a student interaction with the content, as well as a student interaction with the tutor, as well as tutor interacting with the content. All quality aspects, quality assurance aspects have been embedded into the ITM, meaning the tutors that we appoint to offer you tutorials have gone through a vigorous selection process. They have been trained to make sure that they teach, they have the necessary teaching skills. And they're also monitored to make sure that indeed they deliver the content that is expected of them. And they are also evaluated at the end of every semester. But the people who are responsible for this evaluation are you, the students. So it's very important that you really own up this learning process, so that at the end of the day, you are able to have a say and share your experience with us as far as tutoring is concerned. And we also have two modes of tutoring. We have what we used to call only face-to-face mode of tutoring, but now we also call it virtual tutoring, virtual synchronous tutoring, because this happens while you're there, unlike e-tutoring. And remember, both of these take place online, but with e-tutoring, it happens asynchronously. You don't necessarily have to be there. Discussions do take place, a lot does take place, and then you can log on at any time and carry on with whatever is taking place online. And then, whereas with face-to-face, it's a scheduled session. You have to be there. But it's also online. It is a virtual session. But the difference between the face-to-face and e-tutoring is that for face-to-face, the tutorials are offered for the at-risk modules, and students have to register. They have to go to the Unisa website. Here is the link, and register for the modules. And they're offered through MS Teams. Like I said, they're scheduled. They're usually scheduled on Saturdays or weekdays, but weekdays has to be in the evenings. So once you've registered and the classes are scheduled, you'll get an email via your MyLife account. Remember, MyLife is the university's official mode of correspondence. You will not get your email via your private account or any other account, but the official one, which is the MyLife account. Yes, we know that students do forward their MyLife email through to their other, like their private accounts, but all the communication from you must come through via MyLife. We also communicate with you via MyLife. So everything that we try to communicate with you is going to be through MyLife, not any other email account. So it's very, very important that you claim. Otherwise, you claim your email account. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on communication from the university. And e-tutoring, we're saying it's a default mode of tutoring and happens automatically. What happens here is that once you've registered, after a while, maybe from late February, March, you might receive an email, an SMS or email that says you have been grouped to a tutor. So it happens, you don't have to go and register your interest in this one. It happens automatically. And then it takes place on my Unisa learning management system. Like I said, it's ongoing. You participate in the discussion forums and many other activities. I'm using discussion forums as an example. There you go and log on to the My Unisa eTutor site. That's where the activities and the teaching takes place. The purpose of the ITM is really to help you succeed so that at the end of the day, you graduate. It is there to support, give you guidance, ensure that you stay through your learning journey. You don't drop out. You're there from the beginning up to the very end. We understand that it can be very difficult. It can be lonely. The road might seem very long. Hence, we have tutors for you to help you through this process, because ultimately what we want to see from you is to see you graduate. We also have benefits of tutoring. These include encouraging a high level of thinking. Remember, you'll be having discussions with other students, discussions with your tutor, interrogating the study material, sharing what you have learned, sharing your opinions, your thoughts. It also increases your subject-specific knowledge, promotes self-regulated learning, improve communication skills, and enhance academic success. And another thing, remember, it is a free service. So really, the benefits of the ITM is to provide you with opportunities for social integration as you get along with other students, your peer students, your tutors. It gives you that sense of belonging. And then it also assist with academic success. That's what I suppose you're here for, and that's what we would also like to see happen. The role of the tutors are pedagogical, which means that it's the role that is involved in teaching and learning. Tutors can be our first point of contact. You may get to know your tutor first before you even know your lecturers. They're there to facilitate the interaction, the learning. They're there to moderate the discussion, to make sure that whatever is taking place online, the discussion, there is no bullying, there is nothing like that, and also respond to your queries, etc. And they also have this social role. This is a role that that at least responsible for making you feel at ease, as you interact with your peers, so that the environment is not the online environment, either on Teams or on your learning management system, is not daunting. And they also have this responsibility of making sure that they plan their lessons. And they also have a technical responsibility of making sure that they, making sure that they familiarize you with the learning environment, so that at least you are able to navigate your My Unisa or Teams. So the second thing that I had mentioned earlier was that we are going to talk about the student module evaluations. Module evaluations are carried out at least 3 times per year for each of the semesters. For the first semester, carried out through, at the end of the second semester, also at the end of the year modules. And then what happens here is that you will receive invitations, again, through My Life email accounts to participate in module evaluations. So this means that depending on the modules that will be identified for evaluations or selected for evaluation, you may find that you receive 1 invitation or 2 invitations or 3 invitations. So if you receive 3 invitations, is that from your list of modules, there are 3 modules that must be identified, evaluated. There might be 2 modules that must be evaluated, or it might be 1. So don't be alarmed, don't be dismayed. It's for each of your modules. You will be able to identify which modules, because it states to say, for this, please evaluate this module or that module. So this is a very important exercise, because we take your voice into consideration. Your voice, it's important. It plays a role when it comes to curriculum development. What you say is important, as well as colleges. From what you shall have said, they're going to take this. If there are areas that needs to be improved, they also put together improvement plans. And so it is very, very important that you get involved, so that we get to hear your voice, and you also get to say your say. My presentation, okay, I was about to say it ends here. Okay. There are also important skills that you must have for you to be able to successfully complete your studies within Unisa. Because remember, we said it's an e-learning. We said it's an Odell learning environment. So there are certain skills really that you must have, like your basic technical skills. Otherwise, how would you navigate My Unisa? How would you claim My Life account? How would you participate on Teams? So I'm taking it that you already have those skills, because you are part of the session. And there's also the reading and writing skills that you must have. You must also be able to collaborate with other students, and again, be able to work on your own. You must have the critical thinking skills, and to be able to evaluate and reflect on what you have learned. You must have cultural and social skills. Remember, you'll be interacting with people that you don't know, people who are from different backgrounds or cultural backgrounds from you. You must have the ability to explore, research, want to find out more, and also have the ability to manage your time very well, and also be able to remain motivated throughout the stay of your studies within Unisa. This is one of the things most students grapple with. So we encourage you that you participate in the support services that Unisa offers you, so that you get to interact with other students, you get opportunities to collaborate, and that will help you to remain motivated. So students, that was the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mema Madisa, Salome. I know you are in the house. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, assuring students or confirming to the students that they are at the right university that cares about the academic progress. And that is why we have such programs, so that they are able to benefit from.
Good afternoon,
and
students.
be able
Hope you are as excited to be part of the session as I am. My name is Salome.
Can I ask that we mute the recording? Yes, thank you. All right, so as I was saying, I'm quite excited on behalf of the students, but they themselves, I see they're expressing themselves in terms of how much they appreciate this. So Salome Mamadisa is one of the colleagues at the Tutorial Support Service based here in Pretoria, but you'll hear more about some of the tutorial support that is available where you are located as students. One of the things that I picked up there that is quite important, that our services as the University of South Africa, as far as tutorial services are concerned, are completely free. So do not be lured by unscrupulous, I'm not sure if I'm even pronouncing it that well, those people that are just waiting to take money from you. Please, as long as you are not hearing from us as the university about tutorial support services, please refrain from entertaining any issues regarding to people guaranteeing a pass, people saying we've got, memorandum to the question papers. It's not going to work out that well for you. All that they want to do is to steal from you. And then the other issue on motivation, I wanted to just say before we get to the next item, that you will be getting an invitation to a session like this. It will be a 1 hour session. And in that 1 hour session, we will be having some of the students who were once first year students at Unisa. The intention there is that they will share their own experiences so that you can be able to see that what challenges you may be encountering, how you can navigate, but also see how they have navigated them so that you can persist and continue to be motivated to surmount those challenges in your quest for learning and knowledge and obtaining your qualification. Before we get into the next item, I'm going to just share briefly something that is worth making a note of for yourselves. And this is the orientations that are going to be taking place across the institution. So you may have already attended some, but there will be a few others that are coming up. And some of those that are going to take place are on the screen. The College of Economic Management Sciences, if you are enrolled in that particular college or your qualification is in that college, they'll be having a college orientation. So they will be talking about college-specific matters for qualifications in that college. For College of Education, on the 27th of February, they are inviting the B.Ed students, undergraduate and higher ed certificate. On the 28th, teaching practice, PGCE and advanced diploma on the 7th of March, and on the 8th of March, you'll be B.Ed honors and postgraduate diploma students. So this will all be under the College of Education. And lastly, next week on the 23rd, again, if your qualification is in the College of Human Sciences, you will also have a session there about what they want to inform you about college-specific matters that are there. On the next slide, you will see that for those who are attached to different regions of the university, you'll also have opportunities to hear about the programs that they are offering in the next segment of this program. But just to indicate to you that they also have programs an orientation program that they have put together, that some will be hybrid, meaning that they will be on campus. If you need to visit a campus, you may do so. Some of them will be online. So just take note of the dates that are there so that you can be able to attend and make sure that you get as much information as you need and the kind of support that you can get at a regional level. That information is quite important for you. The next item, ladies and gentlemen, on the program is going to be rendered by Mr. Lazarus Mgaga as he turns on his video and showing us his presentation. He's going to be talking about academic support services that are provided by the region. So I've just given you one of such programs, which is the student orientation, but there are many others that the regions provide, and he's going to touch on them. You can go ahead and project Ntate Mgaga and unmute and go for it. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, Mr. Rashidi. I'm not sure whether my presentation is visible at your site.
It is, only if you can just put it on presentation mode.
Presentation mode.
Yes, you are good to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to greet all students and welcome to the University of South Africa, which I regard it as the mother of them all. You are not lost. It created all other universities that you see in South Africa. We are going to look at, my presentation is to look at an overview of student support services at the regional offices. This presentation is done on behalf of the heads of facilitation of learning. I'm representing them as head of facilitation of learning from Northeastern region. What do we mean? Unisa footprints, regional footprints. Where can you find Unisa in the regions? Unisa, just like if it was a country, I'll say that it has got provinces, but I won't say that provinces, we are using regions here. We have got close to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 regions, which is the Midland regions, that is region number 1. Midland region, it takes areas such as Northwest, Northern Cape, as well as Free State. They call it Midland regions. We've got Unisa Gauteng, that is all the Unisa centers that are found in the Gauteng province. We've got Unisa Northeastern region, that is where I'm situated. It encompasses Unisa in all the Unisas in Mpumalanga province, as well as Unisas in Limpopo province. We call them Northeastern region. We've got Unisa KwaZulu-Natal. That's all the centers that are found in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Unisa Eastern Cape, as well as Unisa Western Cape. We've forgotten to mention that we've got Unisa Ethiopia region, which is situated in Addis Ababa. But for now, let's just concentrate on the ones that we have in South Africa. So you can see that Unisa is everywhere. You can study everywhere. Look at the center where you are under a particular region. What are the roles of regions? These regions are placed in areas that are closer to students who like to reduce distance away from distance, irrespective of geographical location. You're still gonna find Unisa being there. And these areas, they've been created specifically to create a positive learning experiences for our students. And in those regions or those centers, you'll find that there are professional administrative as well as academic support services. So, services at the region. We start from when 3 phases of those services. The start of your journey. You can go there and start with application. After application, you can still do registrations in regions. Then after you have registered, we say that you are during the mid of your academic journey. We have got facilitation of learning. They've already talked about tutorials, variety of types of tutorials. We'll talk about that. Tutorials are tutorials as well as academic literacy programs. They are available in the region. You'll find library services. They are available in those regions, as well as student counseling services. And mostly these services are provided using ICT. They are online, most of these services, right? But you can still receive them either on face-to-face and online. That's why we talk about the hybrid mode services. At the end of your journey, then you can graduate. After graduation, you become a Unisa alumni chapter, meaning that you become part and parcel of the graduates of the university. Then after graduating, you can either go back again and apply and register for honors, for masters, for doctorate. Is a continuous thing. Education doesn't end. So, what are other benefits of being in the region or of the regional service centers? There is uninterrupted power supply. Most of our regional services, they do have generators. We know that we are living in the world of load shedding. You know that if there is a UNISA center next to you, you can go there, you are guaranteed that there will be electricity throughout. We have got computer lab services. For those students who don't have gadgets or electronic gadgets, you can still go there and access our computer labs, as well as our professional computer officers that will be able to assist you if you are not familiar with these things of computer and technology. Again, we've got study space that are available in those regions. We know that it's not everybody that has got a suitable study place where you can study. You know, people in counseling, they will be offering some of the workshop regarding study techniques and so on and so on. You need a secured study space. If you don't have it, these regional service centers, they do have such spaces where you can come and study. Over and above, we have got a free Wi-Fi at Unisa. You can't say that I don't have data. You can still come at Unisa with your gadget. You'll be able to join using your gadget, using the free data that Unisa is providing for you free of charge. Let's come to the tutorial services at the region. These are the services which are offered by qualified tutors. These tutors complement the lecturers. They are not lecturers, these people, but they are qualified people. And mostly and above, these people, they've got work experience. They are not only academics, they have studied that particular career, they've studied that particular module, but they've got also experience of the working environment. That's one of the benefits that you can enjoy when you are staying in the region. These people, they are going to support the lecturers to ensure that you get the necessary academic support that you deserve as a student. There are two kinds of tutorial support services that regions are offering. We've got the e-tutoring. My previous speaker talked about e-tutorings. These are the tutoring services which are provided by colleges, directly from colleges, meaning that all the modules that we have registered, they've got e-tutorings. But again, the region specifically, they've got what we call them face-to-face tutoring. This face-to-face tutoring, they are offered at the regions, and because of COVID pandemic, we've introduced what we call it virtual tutoring, where you can enjoy tutoring while you are at the comfort of your home, the comfort of your work, or you are under the tree, or you are in the river, or you are on top of a tree, you can be able to enjoy this thing through MS Teams. But it's not only all the modules that they've got face-to-face tutoring, ladies and gentlemen, unlike when we talk about e-tutoring. This face-to-face tutoring, they are only modules that we call them high-risk module. What are the high-risk modules? These are the modules which are specifically identified and selected for only those students who are failing those modules. The failure rate of these modules are high. As such, university has realized that there is the need for more support that we should provide for this student in addition to the e-tutoring and other mode of academic support. Then we have introduced this face-to-face tutoring. Then the other advantage of face-to-face tutoring is that because it's virtual, there will be recorded sessions. These sessions are recorded and they will be made available in the regional portals. Through my Unisa, the project site of your region, you can be able to access those recordings. Even if you were not available during that session, you can still visit that the portal and be able to access the audio-visual recording of the lecture that took place in that particular day and so on. They remain there. Those are the assets of the institution. You will find them throughout the year. In addition, ladies and gentlemen, of tutorial support, we've got what we call them academic literacy services at the regions. Regions, they provided the following three main academic literacy services, which are the reading and writing services, the quantitative literacy services, as well as the research writing. What are these? What are we talking about? With reading and writing, ladies and gentlemen, we know that majority of us, we are coming from the schools where we were using English as a second language. This Queen language is not our mother's tongue. As such, others we are still battling, even if we have passed matric, but we have passed it with the difficulty of this English. So when you are at the university, academics, they have got the way they are writing, then you will be able to attend these classes where you can improve your reading and writing skills so that you can be able to perform better and understand the contents of your modules. Please, ladies and gentlemen, when they invite you for this session, come and attend. Again, we've got quantitative literacy programs. That is where you can improve your numeracy skills. What do we talk about numeracy skills? Numbers. Some of you, ladies and gentlemen, didn't do mathematics when they are at school. They said that, no, we are not good in mathematics. But let me tell you something. A secret is that numbers, you will encounter them whether you like it or not in one of your modules in your program. For an example, you can say that I'm studying psychology. Somewhere in the middle of your study program, you will find that there is a need of you to have some level of numeracy where we deal with statistics, economics. You may find that you didn't study economics, but in your degree, there is a module somewhere, somehow, where there is economics, and you didn't study economics. These people, they will be able to help you. For those who don't have the background of mathematics or numeracy skills, come and attend this session. They will be able to give you a background so that you can be able to cope with the requirements of the content of your modules of your program. Then another one is the research writing skills. This is what separates universities from other institutions of higher learning. We know that we've got variety of institutions of higher learning, but universities, its main aim is for knowledge creation. You cannot create knowledge if you don't research. So we have to equip you with the research skills. So then here it's where you are going to learn about how to undertake your research. People, they've hated research as if it's a monster or is a complicated thing. But just bear in mind that if you are in the university, when you graduate at the end of the day, you should be able to understand the basic concept and activities that are involved in the research process. Other activities that are provided under academic literacies, they are subject-specific academic literacy programs that have been introduced. These are offered by well-qualified and experienced facilitators, and you can also arrange a one-on-one consultative session with these people. They are offered just like tutorials using online teams. The schedules are defined, are designed, and they will be distributed regionally, meaning that go to your region, you will receive a lot of messages, ladies and gentlemen, from your region, inviting you to a variety of these support activities. Please respond positively and come and attend. The main aim is to support you throughout the journey of your studies. In addition to other activities that are happening in the region, we are involved in the research project. As I'm saying that, the role of the university is to research for knowledge creation so that we can solve day-to-day problems that are existing. The research project that our regions are busy undertaking now is the research about at-risk student. At-risk student, they are those students mostly that drops during their first year, or they drop before they can even get their qualification because of the frustration of the gap that exists between a higher institution and a high school. So we are able to identify those students through learning analytics. And as such, those students, after they've been identified, they will be participating in this research. Region, they will issue the invitation to you. If you are invited to participate in research, know that they've realized through the learning analytics that there is something wrong with you, and as such, you need to be helped before you can drop from the institution. We don't want people who register just to come and become dropouts. So we are encouraging you, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are invited, the main aim is for us to provide you with the support so that at the end of the day, you become a graduate. You don't become a dropout. Ladies and gentlemen, over and above, Unisa is celebrating 150 years this year of its existence. Hence, I'm saying the University of South Africa is the mother of them all. All these universities that you see in South Africa, they've started as colleges under the leadership of Unisa. I regard it as the mother of them all. Come and join us in reclaiming Africa's intellectual futures, and thank you. Good luck in your academic journey of 2023. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you on behalf of the regions. Fine. Thank you.
Tata Mugaka, thank you very much for that energetic presentation and all the other programs that you have made mention of, and of course, issues of study space, making sure that if students don't have a conducive, study area, they can always come to their nearest center, free Wi-Fi, uninterruptible power supply. In other words, that they won't be affected by load shedding if they visit your services. But I think one of the other more appealing things you said was the opportunity for a one-on-one consultation, and I think that's a great provision for support. Of course, the students have got an opportunity to visit your regional websites for more information, and as well as the regional Facebook pages, which they can like and subscribe so that they can always get updated information. Thank you very much for that overview of what the regions are providing in terms of making sure that students who need those types of support that you are providing, that they can be able to get. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Dr. Mgaga. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to the next item. And then the next item is going to be presented by Dr. Kodisang. You'll see her face in a second, and her presentation, she's going to be taking us through the counseling and career development services in terms of how to access and what is the benefit for you in making sure that whenever there are resources made available to you, that you can access them, but also why it is important for you to use them. Dr. Kodisang, thank you very much. You can put your, okay, it's already on presentation mode, I think. So you may go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, colleagues, and Unisa community at large. I will be talking on behalf of student counseling and career development. Maybe I must just start. I always think about counseling as a space where you can just talk about anything about your studies. We must get away from the myth when you go to counseling is because we have got a problem. You actually need to go to counseling even when you have got certain ideas and you are just excited about your studies, because then you get motivated. So, but now I will share more about the things you can talk to us about. We support students before, during, and after their studies. Some of you, before you applied, you might have interacted with us, because our focus is to have conversations about your career, your academic experience, and also personal guidance so that you can succeed with your studies. A lot of times students say, but I've got something personal that is impacting on my studies. Can I talk to a counselor about that? We always look at you as a holistic person. So anything that impact on your studies, whether it's load shedding, we can talk about your frustration towards load shedding and how you can manage your time and manage your resources that load shedding does not affect us and our studies. And let's quickly talk about how we can support you. We can support you with planning and managing your career and also your career development. A lot of times people are thinking, I must finish this degree and I must start working. And on your third year, then you start being worried to say, where will I work? What type of work will I be doing? It's important that now, as you are on your first year, let's also start talking about the career opportunities that you need to prepare for, because that actually motivates you in your journey and even in performing better. Choosing a qualification that will prepare you for career opportunities. Yes, for now, you might have thought, I've chosen this qualification, but you also have second thoughts. Let's have a conversations about that. And also, when you complete this qualification, what other qualification you could consider? Managing your studies at Unisa, we understand that Unisa is an ODL. You need to manage yourself. You need to manage your relationships. You need to manage your time. You need to invest your time in a way that is related to your studies. And that is not an easy task. Let's have conversations so that you can negotiate with yourself and negotiate with other people how you manage your time. Also dealing with challenges that may affect your study progress. Earlier this morning, I was recording something on summiting Kilimanjaro, and while we summit Kilimanjaro, that we experience challenges, and that's where we are. And as you are summiting, and as you are in your journey, you will experience challenges. Some it's out of your control, but you need someone to have conversations with you on how to manage the impact. There are things you might not be able to change, but you can manage the impact of these challenges on your studies. I've said earlier on, part of the reason you are studying is that one day you want to graduate and you are preparing for opportunities. But those opportunities, we don't prepare them when you are done with your qualification. We need to prepare for graduateness and also employability. Some of the things, it's things you need to think about now when you are on your first year. Let's move away from the tradition that for now, I'm just focusing on my studies. I don't want any distraction. It limits you, it limits your thinking, it also limits your input towards what you are doing. So let's have conversation on how you prepare yourself as a graduate. We can also refer you to appropriate departments in UNISA or to external organizations. Sometimes people have got challenges, but maybe you don't know who to talk to at UNISA or who you can talk to outside UNISA. Student counselors are there as a network resource. They can be able to say, with this challenge, maybe talk to your lecturer. Maybe you wouldn't see the relevance of talking to your lecturer about the issue. Last week, I had a conversation with a student who wanted to pursue a particular career. I said, the first expert in this field is your lecturer. Sometimes you need to have conversation about the application, why I've been admitted in my second option, not my first option. Registration inquiries, you have got issues related to your curriculum. The counselor can have conversation with you, but they will also be able to refer you to the relevant department. It could be related to funding. Speak to the counselor about that. They might not be able to give you all the answers, but they will be able to explore with you even other options in solving a problem that you have. If in the opinion of the counselor, your needs will be best addressed by other service providers, the counselor are able to make that decision. As counselors, we are professionals that knows how to explore a situation and also explore different possibilities. That's why it's important that when you have got something that bothers you, when you don't know who to talk to, when you don't know, is this normal or not normal, what am I experiencing, who can I talk to, speak to the counselor. I just gave some few ideas about what do students normally ask us. Sometimes you might think, nobody will ask this, but these are common questions that are normally asked. What should I study? Sometimes you are studying something, but you are not even sure, is this what I should study? Sometimes people say, I'm interested in being this. What should I study? People say, I'm interested in being a conveyancer. Must I study an LLB degree or there is a particular qualification? Other people could have questions around, I'm responsible for this and this at work. I'm not sure which qualification is the appropriate one for me. I'm passionate about helping people. Which qualification should I study? Also, some questions is about which honors should I study to become a psychologist or to become a lawyer. Those are questions that are appropriate and relevant that you could ask a counselor. I have a degree already, I've got a diploma, and now I want to study further, but I'm uncertain what to study. So it's important that when you have got those questions, and of course there are more questions that students ask us, but you must understand that any question that you have, it's appropriate for you to have a conversation with a student counselor. There is a place for your question, and it's appropriate and it's relevant. Don't doubt yourself. Furthermore, questions related to study skills. I'm overwhelmed with the study load. Some of you now have registered for 5 modules and you didn't understand the expectation with regard to the time and how much time will be required. And now you are feeling overwhelmed and you are worried. You could talk to us. You could also have a lot of problems and you don't know how to manage or to balance your studies and other roles. As we are sitting here today, some of us are working full-time or we have got other roles. Maybe we are full-time ministers at church or we are full-time parents, and thinking about managing homeworks with our kids and our studies could be daunting, but the counselors could also be able to help you to manage, even just because you are studying at UNISA for the first time and you don't know how to manage, you don't know where to start, be comfortable to speak with the counselor. Or you need assistance with planning your studies. I remember some years ago where a student came with the whole study guides as she has received them from the post office. And she says, when I received all these books, I started just being worried that they are just too much for me. And we sat down and we went through the books and we just talked about these books and their feelings of being overwhelmed. And we started understanding how she can manage all these books and what all these books means. So don't shy away to say, I should not be struggling with this. I should know this. There is a space for counseling to talk about that. It doesn't mean there is something wrong with you. There is just something that you need to understand or you need to explore with somebody else. This is very important. We are there also for psychosocial support. And when I say that, we cannot forget where we come from. We come from a period that has impacted on us emotionally, psychologically, and in different relationships, the pandemic of COVID. So we are also there to impact on your social support. You need to talk to somebody about relationship problems, or you are feeling depressed and overwhelmed, or you are not coping due to loss, or even the experiences you had with COVID. Remember that student counseling is there to support you. It might seem very insignificant that you struggled, you were in ICU, or your family members were in ICU, but remember, as you embark on this journey, those trauma that you have experienced during the COVID times, they will also impact on you, or other traumas could be family related or relationship related, or just personal psychological issues. Student counseling have got professional counselors that will be able to support you. Mr. Nkuna spoke yesterday about some of us, we know we have been struggling with other long-term or chronic challenges that affect our studies, and we then don't know who can support us in order to cope. Student counseling is there for you. We have got a website. You could see in our screen that our website have got a lot of resources. There are self-help resources that you can go on website. You listen to podcast, you read through a resource that can also perturb you to think about things differently. So go onto our website and then you can check some of the resources that are available. Our website is available 24/7. And then you can go through all those resources from career, academic, personal development, and with different topics. You can also then book an appointment online. There is always counselors available. They can then assist you. You can send us an email. Then we are able to respond to your emails or to even phone you when necessary. Even you can visit some of the regional offices. There are counselors available, as Mr. Mgaga have just said earlier on. Again, you can see some of the career information brochures as flashed on the screen, criminology at UNISA, you are studying education, but you don't have an overview of the career. So the career brochures are very important because they give you an overview of the career field and also possible career opportunities. Furthermore, you also learn how to do further research. And there are also some of the links that are outside UNISA links that are very helpful for you to understand how to manage your career. Maybe you are studying psychology. You don't know that there is an official regulation body like the Health Profession Council, and understanding what are the requirements for you to register with the council, and then to be able to talk to the counselor about that. There is a link. You can be able to access those resources on our website. There is also online resources, audio recordings. I've just shared with you early this morning, we were recording something on summiting Kilimanjaro, which refers to the challenges that we experience on the journey. Some of the recordings are done in collaboration with the Unisa Radio and Growth FM. When we are online, then all those conversations then are converted into recordings. We also pick topical issues that students are experiencing, and we make sure that we develop a resource that you can listen, where there is a voice and there is a conversation. You can always access these recordings at your own time, anywhere. There is also learning skills resources like a brochure. Also, those resources are available, on topics like how to manage your time, how to make notes, how to manage your studies, and also how to deal with procrastination. This is a common problems that most students says, I've got a tendency that I plan my things well, but I won't stick to the timetable. I will then be distracted because of the TV, because of online Facebook or other challenges that distract you. We have got resources. So when you think about any particular problem or any particular challenge, you must know there is most probably a resource for that. If you don't find that resource, drop us an email and say, I'm struggling with this. Can you do a resource so that I can manage that? I can definitely commit that we will develop a resource. We will also assist you with that. I've spoken about personal development. Already there are topics that we have worked on, such as self-confidence, managing relationships, loss and grieving. I said earlier on that we are coming from a period that all of us has experienced loss in different way or another. It could be loss of siblings, loss of work, loss of any other things, even loss of how we used to relate with each other. After COVID, it's completely different. So there are resources that you can go and check on that. As you study at Unisa, you need to believe in yourself. Your self-confidence is very important. And some of us, we don't know how to build the self-confidence. There are resources that could help you to manage your career, to manage yourself, and to grow holistically, and also to manage challenges as you are studying so that you can progress in your journey and in your career. We also have the DCCD YouTube. In the DCCD YouTube, you will find recordings, again, related to study skills, career, and personal development. You can see our YouTube link there. It's www.youtube.com Unisa Careers. Please log onto that so that you can have access to information that is informative. What is important is that these resources, you can download them, you can listen as and when required. So you always have a counselor with you. Counseling want to be part of your studies, and we commit to be your study buddy so that we can motivate you and also support you in your journey. Mr. Mgaga has also presented on this. Counseling and career development services are available at Unisa Regional Services. We don't have to spend more time on this. How to contact us. Of course, you can email counseling@unisa.ac.za. It's important that if you want to contact a counselor closer to your region, you also check the direct email address. If you send an email to counseling, we will also direct you to the relevant counselor closer to you. You can also make online appointments on MS Teams. The good thing about MS Teams appointment, it does not matter where you are. You could be in Vuwani, you could be in Eastern Cape. You can still book a counselor in Pretoria or the counselor closer to you. The website and the YouTube channel. I thank you. As I said in the beginning, I would want to discourage you to wait until you think that I am now overwhelmed. When you have got something that you want to talk to somebody about and you don't know who to talk to, I would encourage you to drop an email. Don't think you are wasting our time. There is nothing that is like a stupid question or an unimportant question. As long as it bothers you, please contact a counselor so that we can have a conversation with you. From today on, please make a definition that when you want to have a conversation with someone, the first person you can talk to is a counselor. Don't have that mentality to say you talk to a counselor because you have got a problem or you are weak or you don't know how to solve your problem. You just want a soundboard and a conversation with a professional friend who won't judge you, who will listen to you and know how to support you. Thank you very much and all the best with your studies.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kodisang. Sure. I think this is just confirmation that the University of South Africa cares about students, and not only that they do well academically, but that they do well as human beings and as people who have to deal with everything that everybody else has to deal with. And we're making provision for that. No need for medical aid, no requirements, no payment expected, all of the services with the qualified psychologists and counselors, professionals that the university has made available for you. So dear students, as Dr. Kodisang says, please do make use of those services. I think the message there is simply that you are not alone. Let me move now to the technology component of the program. There's going to be, if I'm counting 1, 2, 3 presentations, all of them talking about technology in different ways. And of course, as an institution that is having most of its programs and services online, you'll be hearing a lot more about that. So the first of the 3 technology-related presentations will be rendered by Mr. Richard Wright from the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub, and he will tell you what he has in store for you. Over to you, Richard.
Hey, thank you, Carl. Let's quickly share my screen with you. Oh, yeah, it's coming now. Okay, good afternoon, students. I'm Richard Wright from ADOVH. So we are there to create digital resources to really help you to be a successful online student. So for this session, I really want you to have your phones ready or something to write down the URLs that I will be sharing, because it's quite a lot of resources, but I will also be sharing the links in the chat. So if you're in the session, you can also just click on the links that I will be posting in the chats. Now, the first thing I want to share with you is an infographic that we created. So I saw there's a lot of questions regarding how do I access, for instance, my MyLife email account. You might still have to access your MyUnisa. So we create a whole guide that you can actually follow through with short video clip linked in. So you can just follow everything that is displayed in the video. So this is the same URL, and this is just an example of, the path that you actually can take through this infographic. So it's a PDF document. You can download it, you can keep it with you wherever you are. If you ever need something, just quick information regarding MyUnisa, my modules, your MyLife, you can just refer to this document. Now, secondly, we have created an online My Modules course. So all of you might be starting now for the first time, registering on MyUnisa, accessing your My Modules modules on there. And then you might be uncertain, how am I going to submit my assignments, especially the quizzes, the type of take-home examinations. We've got all the information on this online My Modules online guide. So you can just basically step through all the lessons that's available on here. It takes you from basic navigation, submitting. There's examples where you can actually do a practice to submit. There's some example forums as well. So you can really use the space to test, to make sure before you actually go do this on your actual module, you can make sure that everything works correctly and you get a good understanding of how it works before you have to submit your first assignments. We will also from March be having online workshops. So please have a look at My Unisa. We will also be communicating with you on your My Life account, where we will share all the information on the online workshops that we'll be hosting. We will also have blast sessions in between. So if you struggle with anything regarding submitting your assignment, or you're unsure where to get your study guides, please come and join one of these blast sessions. We have a lot of people from different professions ready there to assist you with any problems that you might have. Well, a lot of you that's also perhaps coming in for the first time, maybe you're unsure about all the digital skills that you need to be successful online. We actually created a MOOC. So it's an open course that you can go participate on. You can just follow the URL on there. You can log in with your My Life account using the Unisa login option. And this course will take you from the basic steps, what are computer components, all the way to online collaboration. How do you use Microsoft 365 to collaborate, and also how to be safe online. So please, if you want a quick interactive course, just to get heads up with all the latest technologies that you might need to know to be successful in your study career, have a look at this online MOOC that is available. Now, a lot of you might not know your My Life email account is actually a Microsoft 365 account. And with this, you get a lot of productivity apps. You actually, if you're on Microsoft Teams at the moment, you already have one of the apps ready to go, and that is Teams for joining online sessions and also collaborating. But we do know a lot of these skills you will also need to have not only to be a successful online learner, but also one day in the workplace. So we actually partnered with Microsoft, and we're going to have a whole program to get you up to date with these online cloud platforms so that you can be productive and also be familiar with all the apps and tools that is available. So we will be kicking off this program from March. We're going to do it region by region. We're going to start in the Gauteng region, but we're going to try and visit all the centers in the country. But we will also be hosting this simultaneously online. So if you're more comfortable joining online, we've got online workshops, and this will be actually conducted by facilitators appointed by Microsoft. So this, at the end, you can also get badges and certificates that can become part of your CV once you finish all your studies and need to apply afterwards. And then, as you might know, we are quickly going to the 4IR, new technologies, AI coming out. And for this, you do need certain skills, such as critical thinking, digital literacy, problem solving, and online collaboration. Now, to really make it in a fun way to learn all these different skills, we're going to be hosting a Minecraft e-tournament. We had the first one last year. So this one will be even bigger and better. So please come and join us. It's very fun. You can win prizes in the end. And as it's a tournament, there are finals that's broadcasted on the Unisa YouTube live over the whole country. And through this, you will meet different students. You're going to work as groups through it. And it's a very fun way to really get to the top of what is technology currently offering, but really like investing in that skills that you need to be successful in the future. Then if you're a little bit, already skilled in technology and want to go to the next level, we're actually going to be working with the Microsoft AI University, and we're going to focus on courses on Azure fundamentals and IR fundamentals. So some of this might be we're going to do online, but we will also have workshops. Now, what's really nice about this is it's going to be, for instance, a 4-day per program, full day workshops that you need to do, but it actually also prepares you for the Microsoft examinations. So if you want to go into the field of technology, or you just want to have the skills of what technology can bring to you, I really recommend you to come and do these courses. We prepare you for the examination. The examinations are free also for you. If you're going to do it in the future by yourself, it might cost up to 500 Rand just for the examinations. but we provide you the access to the examinations. And this is a Microsoft certificate that you will receive that you can definitely showcase on your CV and for future prospects. And then as you go towards the end of the semester or even with your year modules, we will come back and we will do prepare you for the My Exams. So there's already a My Exams guide if you want to get ready just to see what is exams like. And these modules really, guys, are there to help you to get ready for the exams with the proctoring tools. We've got examples on there. So it takes you step by step through why do we use proctoring tools, how to get ready with the proctoring tools, so that when you get to the examinations, you can only focus on your studies and not to have to worry about any of the technology aspects that's come with doing online examinations. So this will also be, we will also be doing workshops on this closer to the exams, with blast sessions to really support you with any trouble that you might have, if it's just with the technology or areas that you're uncertain of, so that we can make sure that once the exams start, you are ready for the online examinations. So as you can see, we're going to have quite a big lineup for this year. Please have a look at your My Unisa guides, the My Unisa guides, where we will be posting information, and we will be posting on the My Unisa announcements. But as always, please get your My Life accounts as soon as possible. Come and visit the My Modules webinars that we will be hosting if you have any problems, so we can assist you get it correct as soon as possible, so that you are ready for the semester studies. Thank you, Luca.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you very much for those online resources that are critically important for students to have access to. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, you'll find links that were there if you were not able to do your screen grab as he was presenting. And of course, as he says, once you have claimed your My Unisa logins and you have access to My Life, you will be able to get those invitations through that mailbox. Talking of which, the next item is going to just drill down into the issues of My Unisa. And we have two colleagues who are going to present on this item about the learning management system, the support portals, and the technology-enhanced learning programs that the students that the regions have that will further provide digital literacy skills that you need. So I'm going to ask Melebelwane, or is it Tau? Okay, so Tate Tau will go first, and he will take you through some of what they have prepared as far as technology is concerned. Thank you, Tate Tau. You may go ahead.
Okay, good day, colleagues. Good day, students. As program director, I have highlighted, I'm Daumunengiwa, DLA based in Kimberley. I'm going to go through with you on the LMS. LMS simply means learning management. Because of the time constraints, I'm not really going to cover the full My Unisa because there's still workshops that are still coming for that. So today I'm just going to do a microwave workshop just to get highlight what is LMS. Understanding Unisa Learning Management System, Support Portal, Online Examination Technology Enhancement, Access to Digital Center. What is Unisa Learning Management System? Basically, it's My Unisa. And what is My Unisa? My Unisa is a student portal that allows Unisa staff and students to access useful information such as news, administration functions, and module or course site. This is Unisa official online teaching, learning and collaboration platform used to support fully online and blended course, as well as other Unisa related research groups and community. So I hope as a student, somehow you heard about the word Moodle, my Unisa. So some of students, they really do confuse these two, Moodle and my Unisa. So here, let me explain a little bit what is Moodle. It's just a hosting platform. The formal definition of Moodle is open source learning management system, which offer innovation functionality and is jointly developed with other universities worldwide as part of Moodle community. And my Unisa is a student portal that is hosted within the Moodle platform. This simply means you don't have to worry about this word Moodle, because my Unisa is running on that platform. So as a student, you don't necessarily have to download the Moodle app to access my Unisa portal. So my Unisa is a web-based. However, there is an app if maybe you are using the Android or the phone. But if you are using Windows, you can't download the app. But if you are using an Android or Apple, then you can download my modules, not modules, my modules. That's how you can be able to access my Unisa. How to access this animal called my Unisa? It's simple. You can just type this URL, www.unisa.ac.za. Alternatively, you can just search my Unisa on your search engine. Most of people, they use Google as their search engines. So before you can access that my Unisa, please note that you must first claim your Unisa logins. And if you are a returning student and for some reasons you don't longer remember your Unisa logins and my life, you can simply reset or use the forgotten password to reclaim the logins. You can realize that most of the time when I'm saying my Unisa, I'm also saying my life. My life is an official email address that you normally get once you are registered. And my life and my Unisa, they do use the very same logins. So here is the landing page. If you can type the URL, www.unisa.ac.za, then you will land on this page. Then on this page, on the top right corner, that's where you'll have access to my Unisa. Then you click here. Then after clicking that, then now you will land on this page, which is my Unisa. Then that's where you log in to access everything that is provided to you. And again, on this my Unisa page, as a student, there's notice site where the site is getting updated on what is going on the university. So it's important to regularly check those notices. And to access my life while we're still on this page, here is the link. If you can click on this button, then it will take you to the logging in page of my life. Here are a number of things that you can access after logging in to your my Unisa. You can, under my admin tab, remember once you are logged into my Unisa, you'll see the 3 buttons on top. From the left to the right, which from the left it written my modules, in the middle my modules 2021, and on the right it's my admin. So if you can click that button, there's also some other few buttons here. I'm just gonna highlight few where you can enroll your classes, you can change your password, you can view your timetable, you can request proof of registrations and other. Updating of personal information, registering for additional modules provided registration is still active. And when you go and click under My Module tab, that's where you will have access to your modules and your study material. Then, while I was busy observing on the comments, I noticed that there are a number of students who struggle to download the study material or to locate the assignments. For that, I will do just a short live demo just to show them how to access your study material and how to download the assignment. Because before you can do assignment, remember, you must read the study material before. So now let me quickly do that live demo. I want to quickly share another screen. Okay, here is my module. Remember, I said once you logged in, you will be welcomed by these three buttons. Then you click on My Modules.
And while it's loading, can I interrupt and ask that maybe you just touch on the issue of what students can do if they're trying to download My Modules app, because one of the students is saying it keeps on crashing. If you can try and do that. And once you are done with this segment, please just indicate so that I can come back in with something else. Thank you.
Okay, like I said, My Modules app, you can only download it from Android Store and Apple Store. So if you are struggling as a student, I will advise you to visit your nearest Unisa regional office, where you will get the assistance from the DLA on how to do that. For now, let me quickly go back and is my Unisa now visible? Is my screen visible?
It is.
All right. Yes, as I was trying, you click on the admin button, then you will land to this page and you click on My Modules again. Then you select the module. After selecting the module, sometimes you find that after loading the module, your page, it looks like this, then you don't have that left panel. So if it's not visible, you simply click on this button, then this panel will now be visible. Then under official study material, that's where you will get your tutorial letters, study guides, whatever material that is required for that module. And another thing that I would like to emphasize is tutorial letter 101. It's very important to read through tutorial letter 101 because I take it as a navigator. because it directs you, it tells you what is needed, what is not needed. Then after reading it, that's where you will start to have an understanding of that module. And to go back to that panel, you just go back to the course, and you can also check under additional resources. Then if it's nothing loaded, it will just display an error. Let me quickly reload that module again. Then another thing that I would like to emphasize is the announcements. Under announcements is where you will get the announcements from lectures, and it's very important to check your announcement on a regular basis. And here, another important thing that I would like to emphasize is the assignments, because most of students are really struggling to locate the assignments. On this panel where it says assessments, if you can click under assessments number 1, it will load. And we do have the types of assessments. Some are written, some are quiz, some are samingos. Once you click on assessment, it will load, then you will see what type of assessment. Then one thing, especially if you will be writing the quiz, that I would like to warn you is that you must first make sure that you read the relevant study material required in order for you to do that assignment. And some assignment will be saying limited. That means that assessment is having the limited time. Once you can click on attempt quiz, that means their time will start to tick. So if you haven't prepared or read whatever material that was needed to do that assignment, so you are running a chances of failing the assessment. Once it says time limit, that means you must go there prepared, because once you click attempt quiz, then your time starts to tick. After an hour, it will be submitted, whether you have answered or you haven't answered. And if you have a written assignment on top there, that's where they will load the assignment questions. Then here is some information. It shows that the duration left. And after downloading this, you will answer those questions. You can type them on Word and convert them to PDF. To submit, you simply come back to add submission. Then your assignment will be submitted. And another thing that I would like to cover, it's Office 365, because I can see that in this meeting, some of you used their personal email address to log in or to join this meeting. It's advisable to use your My Life email address so that you can also have access to the recordings, because if sometimes when you are using your personal or your Gmail account, then after this meeting has closed, you will not have access to the recording or access to the chats. So students are always advised to use their My Life email address to join the meeting via Teams. Let me quickly share so that I can complete my
if I can interrupt you,
Yes.
Dr. Tau.
Yes.
I think I want to just add a question here, because I think the next part on digital access centers, that Masamula is going to deal with it. But in wrapping up your section, I wanted to just talk to our students about how often they need to check on the announcements, my live emails, or even the announcements on my Unisa, just as you wrap up your part of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I will advise to check the students maybe at least a minimum of 3 times a week, even though sometimes, like during the examination time, they can update the site 3 times a day if there's need. So in fact, you must check your announcements daily so that you can keep updated, because sometimes they can update something and notice something, as you know that we are living in the world of changes. If changes affect whatever, then they will just put a notice there. And that when I'm about to finish, that Office 365 is offering you a number of things. It's offering you the Office package, which is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, Teams, OneDrive, which is cloud storage, which you can save up to 1 tera, and also the Outlook. Sometimes, especially the returning students, when they log in, they might not see Word or Excel, whatever. The only thing that they see is Outlook. That means they are not licensed to Office 365. So if you have that challenge that you are not licensed for Office 365, you can still contact your regional office. We will help you to be licensed, because Unisa is paying for this license for you to have access. You can also download this Office 365, licensed it with your my live email address and my Unisa password, then we'll have full access. That concludes my presentation. I will hand over to Melebelwane to finish the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Tau. I will continue with where Mr. Tau has ended. Program Director, please confirm if you can see me, because I can't see myself on this side.
We can't see you, Madam, but we can see just the background.
All right.
Yeah, but we also don't see your screen.
Okay, let me just share. While we're waiting for the camera to come on.
Okay, you may proceed in the interest of time. I think we can see your screen. You can, yes, slideshow, and then we will see you another time.
Okay. Thank you so much, and good afternoon to students and to our colleagues as well. I am going to talk about the concept of the technology enhanced learning and access to the Digitech services. My name is Bongile Belwane, and I am the chairperson of the Digitech Corp. While I'm focusing on this concept, I would like to share what is the primary focus of the technology enhanced learning. Basically, the primary focus is to enhance the student learning experience and nothing else. Is to make their life easy, to make sure that they can continue with their studies joyfully so, without any issues. The concept of the technology enhanced learning was crafted through the strategies and operations of Digitech Community of Practice, the COP, which was established within the various structures of the university. This is where the purpose of it is to strengthen the networks between the regional services and support directorates, and on the basis of the student-centeredness. And we focus, the COP focuses on the digital and technology innovation, so that in the regions, we can establish uniformity and innovation as far as technology is concerned. Our strategy is driven by sharing and implementing technology knowledge and best practices that will cut across all the regions, so that our processes are improved, our operations also are enhanced, also the system and solutions to attain the institutional goals as set. As colleagues have indicated, that we do have the regions within the various provinces, and all our regions are offering the digital and technology services. What are those services that are offered in the region? Number one is access to professional technology staff members. Who are they? When you go to the regions, you'll find the technology enhanced learning coordinator, who mostly does the technology planning and oversee the implementation. And then you also have your digital learning advisors who implement the actual planning. And then we also services that you can get is access to technology facilities and resources, which are computer laboratories, which operate between 8 and 4. However, for extended hours, there will be arrangements that can be made with the region. We also have video conferencing for virtual sessions and activities. If you are a student and you are struggling with connectivity or you have limited resources in the regions, we are able to accommodate you so that you can attend the sessions and activities as much as you can. We also have a wireless network connectivity, which is a 24-hour service. So you come with your, even if the campus is closed, you can sit outside, you will be able to access the connectivity. We also offer the digital learning support and training services. This is what our colleague already has taken you through, which is we show you how to access the learning management system, how to activate your My Life email account as the only official account with the institution, the computer literacy skills. You're looking at your MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and also the advanced one, which is the MS Office 365. Also the guidelines on the approach to your online modules. Other services are training and support on online assessment platform and resources. So we capacitate you during your exam period on how or on the tools that should be used for writing your exams. So we will be inviting you to the regions as well so that we can help you face to face so that you can know how to adjust your cameras and how to also complete the mock exam. We also assist you with configurations and installations on your mobile devices, for instance, your laptop, tablets, cell phones, etc. And also you can have a one-on-one session with the digital learning advisor when you visit the region. We also support and train the support staff in the DACs, which is out of campus, which are run by the private service providers. So in case you are unable to access the institution, please don't be stuck and be frustrated. We do have some establishments which have been made, which Mr. Masemola will talk more about them. But also these are the services that as a region support in our spaces. How to reach out and connect with the regions. The regions has already worked on the schedules as I have listed them on the presentation. So in other words, the regions have already started with their trainings in the centers, and also these sessions are running online on Teams. So already there's a schedule that will be shared on the chat so that you can go and pursue it to check when is which training starting so that you are able to familiarize yourself with what will be offered in the regions. We also have the project sites as a region, as the regions where communication will be sent regularly. If there are any changes in the schedule, you will be able to check your schedule and get an updated information. You will realize that we have Northeastern Region training schedule. My technical team will share them on the chat. We've got Gauteng region, we've got East London, Rebecca training schedule. We've got Unisa, the Eastern Cape one for Umtata. And then we've got Midlands Regional, the digital support and training schedule, also the Western Cape. And I think KZN will also communicate their schedule through their project site. So we will be waiting for you students to come and join us in the regions. As I have said, you will get all the assistance and training as far as your digital and technology needs are concerned. Thank you very much, Program Director, and over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Melebelwane. Thank you very much, Tatetau, for assuring our students that if for any reason they do not have gadgets with them, that the labs are there. If they need any kind of support, they can call on you. They can literally walk to their nearest regional center to find your colleagues in the different regions waiting for them and to assist them in the many different ways that you have highlighted. I think our students appreciate that a lot, especially because most of what we are providing will require an upskilling as far as digital literacies are concerned. Ndate Masemola, I think you are ready with your presentation. If I can ask Melebelwane to unshare. Ndate Masemola is from the Digital Access Center office, and he will be elaborating on where else you can get access to the digital and technology support other than in the regional centers. Ndate Masemola, are you winning? Okay, I think he's not winning. Let me improvise and ask Ndate Tau to try and cover that aspect on the digital access centers. We are 11 minutes over the time, ladies and gentlemen. The last item is one of those that are extremely important, and it's about how you interact with the university with the different methods of contact. By email, by the chat, and the toll-free numbers, and so on. So if I could ask Mem Lebelwane on Ndate Tau to just do the next 2 slides so that you can be able to, so we can be able to hand over. Thank you. Go ahead, Mem.
Okay, thank you, Program Director. The aspect of the digital access centers, as I have indicated, that we do have the directorate that provides students with opportunities for accessing the ICT infrastructures. These are contracting establishments within the communities that has facilities such as computer facilities, network connectivity, Wi-Fi, and etc. So they are referred to as the Digital Access Center. So please don't be confused. Before COVID, they were known as the telecenters, and now after AC, which is after COVID, now they are known as the Digital Access Centers. These facilities have, it looks like Mr. Masemola has joined us. I'm not sure if I should continue or Program Director.
Let me check in with him because I think he's trying to project, but we don't see what he's projecting. and he's muted. Can I just check with you, Tata Masemula? Can you unmute? Can you reshare your screen? No, I think continue, Melville. I think continue. He may be struggling on his side. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay. The target group for these digital access centers are strictly students who reside in remote rural areas. So those students who cannot access our campuses, they are not left alone, but because Unisa cares, they can go and check on my Unisa student portal to see if in their provinces, if there is a digital access center that they can access. So in case it's not easy for you to reach the Unisa regional centers, go to my Unisa and check if there is a DAC that is established in your area. And the benefit is only for registered student. I am emphasizing that it cannot be used by our relatives, by our friends, by our children, because it is strictly for Unisa students, and no other person may use this benefit. Another important factor is that students should display their positive identification in absence of a student card. So if you go to the center and you don't have either of these two, unfortunately, you won't be able to be assisted in the DAC, because that is the contract or the service level agreement that is between the institution and the service provider. So it is very important that you always have your identification document with you. As I've said, it is an independent contractor. Therefore, students will have to observe the conditions of the service and regulations of the service provider. So any rules should be adhered according to what the service provider has communicated with you. Another important factor is that the duration of the sessions at the centers is 2 hours per day. So if you go to the center, you will be able to utilize your 2 hours on the computer, whether surfing, whether submitting assignment, whatever that you want to do, but which is academic related. And then when you leave the student, the center, you'll have to make sure that you end your session. So for instance, when you get there, you will be able to log in on the system that is used by the service provider to show that you have activated the session. If, for instance, you have only used your 30 minutes and you don't end the session, in other words, another student can come in and utilize your remaining 1.5 hours, and you cannot claim it back and say, but you only used 30 minutes. It is very, very important to make sure that when you have started the session, you also end the session with on the button that is provided on the system. The maximum of 6 hours per week is allowed per student, and it must be used within a particular month. And this will not be accumulated. So for instance, if you did not use your hours in a week or in a month, they cannot be carried over so that they add to the new month hours. So it is very important to note that these hours are fixated, they are allocated per month, and they cannot be carried over. So the available services at the Digital Access Center are as follows. You can access my Unisa. You can activate your My Life student email account. You can also type your assignment and do your submission. You can access the online library. for in cases whereby there are counseling or other services, you are able to access the DAC. You can be able to, you will be allowed to connect and access any other support services that are offered by the institution or the regions. You can also browse the internet for your academic materials, journals and articles or research, etc. As you can see, even the link for counseling, online counseling is provided there so that you can be able to access that service. Any other service that is offered by the center that is not covered here, students, unfortunately, you'll have to pay it. It will be for your cost. So, like for instance, if you want to do photocopies, Unisa does not cover that. It will be for your own pocket. So that is very important to note that you are limited only to what Unisa has agreed with the service provider. I think we have reached to the end of our presentation. Other questions will be attended to by Mr. Masemola. Thank you so much, Program Director. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Melbilwani. Dr. Masemola has posted in the chat that students can get more information from the website. He posted the link so students can already see if there's a center near them that they can visit and make contact with them and be able to use those hours that are important. As you indicate, they do not accumulate. So they need to plan properly because it's only 6 hours in a week, but I'm sure all of the other information will be available on the link that Dr. Masemola has posted. Thank you very much, colleagues. The last item on the program is about communication with the University of South Africa in the different ways. So Major Sisifolo is coming up on your screen in a second, and she will be taking you through how you can contact the university, what channels are available for you to do so. We can see you. You can unmute, share, and be on slide mode. We are ready and eager to hear what you have to say. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, colleagues and our dear students. My name is Jessie Sifulo, and I am the Deputy Director for the Contact Center. And I will just take you through on how to engage us, how to reach us as the Contact Center, what processes to follow, because we have gathered that a lot of frustrations emanate from students not being aware on how to reach us. The first slide basically just touches on why we are here. We are here to support you as students when you need assistance with your from your application right up to graduations. We look as the contact center after the whole student journey. We do first and second line support as an environment and have an escalation team for matters that are complex that we cannot assist you on. We have certain objectives that we have put in place as to how you can engage us, how long, and what are the turnaround times. And sometimes in certain instances, these objectives are not met due to not us trying to deliver the expected service, but it's would normally come through due to the high volumes of inquiries that would be coming to the contact center. So on the next slide, it just gives you an insight on how to reach us, which is the 0800 number. It's a toll-free. our dear students. It is a toll-free number, and a lot of students prefer it. So you would find that there are instances when you call us, you have to hold on for a long time. There is no cost for you, as it's a toll-free number, whether you're calling us on a cell phone, whether you're calling us from a landline. On the contact, on the 0800 number as well, we have our emails as another form of entry, which is the inquire, which is the general mailbox. We have then ring-fenced certain environments like your exams, because we know that you can't afford to be waiting in a queue when you have a exam inquiry, a data inquiry, as the impact is severe. So these are all the email addresses that you can use to contact us. We are also available on social media. If you go onto the corporate webpage and you click on your DM, direct messaging, that message comes through to the contact center. We've got consultants that are there to chat with us. They will answer your queries, failing which, if it's a complex query, they will escalate it on your behalf. We are also reachable on my Unisa. On the front page of my Unisa, there's a bubble there at the bottom, which is our web chat. It's also ring-fenced on the exam portal. Those are the mediums that we have currently, how you can engage with us as a contact center. And we encourage you that for every inquiry that you make to the contact center, the consultant that you speak with, ask them for a case number so that you know that there is a case that is allocated to inquiry that can be resolved immediately. And as we trace, we track and trace those case numbers until resolution. The next slide is just going to give you an insight into our call flow. What happens when you call us? When you call us, you get a welcome message. After the welcome message, you would then be given, this is when you call the 0800 number. The welcome message, after it, then you have the different options that you can choose. You need to make sure that you select the correct option. The options that have been provided, we've got your application and registration option. We've got your finance option. We've got your exam option. Those options are given so that your case goes through to a skilled consultant that can be able to resolve your matter and only escalate a complex one where they don't have access or the skill set to assist you with. What happens once you've called us is that you go first line support. Consultant will attempt to assist and resolve your inquiry, failing which they will then pass you on to our escalation team, which has a senior skill. The escalation team will then also try and mitigate to try and resolve your matter, failing which the escalation team then escalate your matter to outside the contact center within the university. That team tracks and traces your inquiry until resolution. Do not allow yourself to be referred by anyone in the contact center to phone this number or go and do this, go and speak to so and so. The consultant is supposed to give you a case number when they can't assist you so that your matter is escalated accordingly. And that enables us to track and trace your matter until it has been resolved. The consultants from the senior consultants that are looking after the escalation, they are supposed to come back to you when your matter has been resolved, confirm with you that your matter has been resolved. And if you are not getting the help the way I am explaining it to you, on the Unisa page, under contact us, there is our 0800 number. There is myself and my line manager's contact details. I've got two offices, one in Florida, one in Muggleneck. They each have a manager that whose contact details are also on the internet. When you are escalating your matter, you have tried to contact the contact center, you have your case number, and no one is getting back to you, you are not getting the help that is due to you, you can contact us on those web pages. We do respond. I, even myself, do respond to student inquiries. We do not send anyone back. The next slide shows you the email flow, which is similar to that of a call. The email comes through to the email address that you have emailed, which is only those the 5 emails that have stipulated on the first slide, and those email addresses are also published in on our website under Contact Us. When an email hits one of those email boxes, a case is automatically created and it comes through to you. When you're emailing us, make sure that you give us your short description of the problem. You give us a screenshot if there is a screenshot, so that we do not end up having to contact you to try and get more information from you. It expedites the resolution of your inquiry. On your social media, like I've stipulated, we are not responding on the front page. So if you want to come through to the contact center, you DM us. We are eventually going to be managing and working from the front page, but for now, we only, through our systems, assist you when you DM us. When you direct message us on Twitter and on Facebook, those queries come through to the contact center, and there's consultants that are waiting there to assist you. And when the consultant is unable to assist you on contact, on social media and on web chat, they then create a case number, which means the case number literally stipulates to you that your matter will be escalated for further investigation. Web chat, as I've specified, it's also on our web, my Unisa, and it's also on my exam, where we've ring-fenced to prioritize exam inquiries. We also prioritize the data inquiries because the exam inquiries and data are most of the time linked together. Hence, we have different mailboxes for those environments. The next slide just gives you an insight on how we escalate your matter. If your matter is not resolved by the consultant that you firstly engage with, what is the process that needs to follow? The consultant will give you a case number, or a case number will be automated to you. That case number will be tracked and traced within the contact center until resolution. When we experiencing our peak period, we do take longer to get back to students. We deal with multiple of inquiries at the same time, but we try and get back to those students that we have missed. We have a team that is supposed to, when you've called us and you are unable to get through to us, there's a team that is supposed to try and get back to students the following day, those ones that we couldn't respond to on calls. So we try with the small team that we have. We're a team of 61 people. So we have fewer hands, but there are plans of escalating that team so that there's a bigger pool to assist and expedite your inquiries. Our planned activities to try and enhance the service delivery that we have for planned activities for 2023 is that we are at advanced stages of implementing our self-help that you will be populated with frequently asked questions where you can assist yourself, and for only complex matters you try and contact the contact center. Once that environment has been, it's at 90% capacity, once it has been completed, we will communicate to you to advise you how else you can try and engage with us. This is a planned activity for 2023. Another planned activity is for virtual assistant for the robot, and also to try and implement a 24/7 support environment. We are currently operating during the busy period, which is your application and registration period, and your exam period. We operate extended hours where the contact center is available from 8 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock Monday to Friday, and on Saturday, availability from 8 o'clock until 2 o'clock. So these times are only extended for now until we done with the peak periods. But there is work, as I've specified, of us implementing a 24/7 operation, and that will be communicated in due course, because we want to give you that good experience when you contact the contact center. If I can just touch on the volumes of I know that when you're reading on social media, it's like a contact center is a graveyard. There are people that are working in the contact center. In the year 2022, our volumes of students that we were able to assist were over 600,000. So with more pair of hands coming on board, we will be able to reach everybody within the same day that they're contacting us. For now, the resources are there, but a bit stretched, and it makes it sometimes quite difficult and frustrating for students when they're trying to get to us when it's during peak time. But we are here, we are existing, and our toll-free is our 0800 number is a toll-free, so hold on there. And when you decide that you can no longer hold on, we will be able to pick up your number, but most of the time we are not able to get that to everybody at the same time. But we do callbacks, and our estimated abandon time of the calls that we when we're looking at our statistics for 2022 and now between January and February, we average wait time, and average wait time can be up to 20 minutes, but the average abandon time can be less than 5 minutes, which shows us that the people are worried that maybe the cost will come to them and they drop before they get assisted. So be patient with us. I know that it can be a bit of a challenge. Be patient with us while we're putting our house in order, and we're adding more resources and opening additional entries. So you don't have to always hold on the 0800 number. DM us on Facebook and Twitter. Web chat to us on the web chat facilities on the corporate webpage, and also send us an email. We do come back to you. I can guarantee you that there's no inquiry that comes to our environment that goes unresolved. I'd like to pause there and take questions if there's any. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much, Ms. Fulo, for that presentation in indicating to our students how can they best make use of the communication platforms. I just thought I must just show them this body over here, the web chat function. I'm sure they will find their way to the Facebook and the DM things that I don't know much about, but I'm sure this body over here on their My Unisa logins, rather My Unisa site, they should be able to find you through that particular facility. While I have you, and I know we are well over the time, but I just want to throw in something in your direction, Ms. Fulo, about what students must include when they send email inquiries. Let me just put it that way. What must they say? Because sometimes our students will be sending an email saying, hi, I have a problem. and then 2 days later or a day later, you come back and you still have to ask them what is the problem. So maybe you can give them pointers in terms of how comprehensive they should be when they send that communication, so that they can, the person who is going to assist them can know the full story and so on. Thank you for that. Please, if you can respond to that.
Okay, thank you, Chair. It is very important that you include when you're emailing us via your My Life account, the system already has your student number attached to it. It's very important that when you are a registered student within the university, you do not communicate to us via your Gmail. Contact us via your My Life account, as we are governed also by the POPI Act, to make sure that we don't share information with the incorrect people. When you're emailing us or you're calling us, make sure that your student number is visible. Make sure that your problem is properly articulated. Tell us what you're experiencing. Give us a screenshot if you can't explain what you're experiencing. Give us a clear screenshot and a brief description of what your problem is. Then you click your send, you'll get a case number that comes back with the information that comes through to us. We know that there are students that might want to engage with us, but do not have a My Life account as yet. Give us your verification stuff in there, your contact telephone number, your ID number, and so forth, things that we can be able to verify to make sure that we are engaging the correct a student. Give us a description of your problem. Your matter stands a chance of being escalated correctly or resolved as it comes through, because the contact center has capacity to resolve majority of the inquiries that come through to us. We're resolving over between 70 and 80%, and it covers the whole student walk. So when you're contacting us, you don't have to contact finance. You don't have to contact DSAR. You don't have, and just a word of caution as well. When you are engaging us, don't send an email to the whole university, because that just might cause further delays. Because if you've emailed 30 people on email, all those 30 people are thinking the next person is actioning your inquiry. So make sure that you're addressing your inquiry to an environment where it needs to go. You can CC myself and the managers of the contact center when you are escalating your matter, but multiple sending to multiple people will only cause further delays for you, because it goes to different environments. We're not all sitting in one office. So just as a word of caution and advice, we are here to assist you. We are here to try and make your journey as pleasant as possible. And when we are failing you as well, engage me. Pop me an email and tell me how we're failing you, so that we are able to put matters in place to improve the services that are coming through to you. Try us. We are here to serve. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Yes, I think well said. And I'm sure the message has come across. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the end of day 2, which is the last day of the 2-day student orientation. And I want to thank all of the students who made time to be with us. We promise that you are going to get the recordings in your My Life mailbox. You're going to get them, the recordings, you're going to get the frequently asked questions, so that you have resources that you can refer to and get answers to the many questions you may have. And then again, thanks to the organizers. Thank you to the colleagues who were manning the chatbot. Thanks to Ms. Sophie Mabaso for the sign language interpretation. Thanks to the colleagues in the regions for your participation, all the presenters. We are grateful that you would make time to be with us and share this valuable information with the student population. As I said, we are going to meet in the we're going to meet in the official, and I say official because there are many other Telegram platforms, but for first year students specifically, we have set it up. The link is in the chat that you will also get once you have claimed your My Life email account, you'll get the link to join there. So that you can be able to get up-to-date, timeous information about what's going on in terms of student support in the university, whether it is being provided online or whether it is taking place in the region near you. You'll get all of that information through. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll meet again soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Goodbye.